Hi, I'm Dr. Bradley Nealon from Positive Pet Care in Waterloo, Iowa. Today we're going to discuss something that's incredibly important for pet owners, something that you might use or see every day around your animals and not think twice about it. We all want to keep our pets safe and healthy, but many common everyday items, food or cleaning products, can be very dangerous if exposed to our pets. In this video, I'll walk you through some of the common household toxins and what you should do if your pet is exposed to them. Let's start with something easy that's near and dear to all of our hearts. Chocolate. Out of everything I deal with on emergencies, this is probably the number one call I get. Chocolate, depending on the concentration of the cocoa, can be something that's not too bad to something that can be very, very dangerous, leading to the death of the animal. So it's nothing to think twice about. This is one you make a phone call. Next, grapes and their cousins, raisins. These seem harmless enough, but they can lead to kidney damage and then kidney failure. Be careful with these. I've heard a lot of people who like to give them frozen to their dogs. They're not an acceptable treat. Xylitol. This is a sugar substitute, and it can be tricky to find. Quite often, it's a kind of a hidden ingredient. You can find it in gum, in certain candies. Why it's so dangerous is that even a little amount of xylitol can lead to a massive drop in blood sugar. Garlic and onions. We use these in cooking all of the time. What you don't realize is that these little things can cause to anemia. Your red blood cells being destroyed in the dog. It doesn't take a whole lot. It's a bad thing. So stay away from onions, stay away from garlic. Very common one. We see this. This is probably number one. This for chocolate. Human medications. You know, we all think that medicines are all created equal. Dog takes human medicines, humans take dog medicine, but that's not true. Doses are different, and certainly what seems to be, well, I take a pain pill for a dog, I'll take a pain pill for a human. It doesn't work that way. The bodies work differently. One of the things we see a lot, antidepressants, can have profound effects in your dogs. Things that we think should be harmless, acetaminophen, ibuprofen, can be deadly. We need to stay away from human medicines. The only medicine you should be giving your pet is the one prescribed by your doctor. The other thing we often think about with medications, and we forget, vitamins and human supplements. They're just medications in a different name. Be careful with those. A little bit of those can cause a lot of problems in your pet. Household cleaning products. A lot of these contain ammonia or bleach. They can cause anything from stomach and mouth irritation to chemical burns to, in the right doses, bad things again. So these keep stored in a locked cabinet away from your pets. A lot of pets will be drawn to them and they will lick right there, and that's how they get exposed. I know what you're thinking. It's not that, okay? Car mechanics know what this is. This is that neon yellow liquid that we see all the time, antifreeze. This is huge, very, very little of this. It doesn't take much, folks, and that will cause some devastating effects to the kidney and the liver of your pets. So we got to be careful with this. They're drawn to it. Drink it readily without even thinking twice. There's an old saying that I think works very well is, if you wouldn't let your kids play with it or drink it or eat it, don't let your pets. How about our friends, the plants? We see this quite often as well. A lot of plants are fine, but a lot of them can have some pretty significant consequences. Lilies are notorious for it. Poinsettias around Christmas time, notorious toxins. A lot of the plants outside are bad toxins. They can cause anything from irritation, local irritation in the mouth, the intestinal tract, to organ failure. Be careful with these. It seems like it should be a harmless thing if your kitty goes up there and starts chewing a plant because it seems like a natural thing for them, but it's not. Fresh out of the cooler. It was cold too. Alcohol. Sure, your dog's probably not going to drink a nice cold beer anytime it wants it, but when you're done with whatever you're drinking, if we set that down, they come over to lick the top of it, it spills out, or there are some of those fruity drink mixes that will draw them to them as well. It doesn't take much, and I think that's something to remember. Alcohol can cause anywhere from drowsiness to sedation to seizures is bad. Stay away from it. I feel like I should talk a little bit faster for this next one here. It's coming over the top. Bring it in. Oh, yeah. Oh. Energy drinks. Can you see it? It's there. Okay. Energy drinks are bad. Caffeine is bad. Caffeine causes all kinds of problems. I'm sure most of you, or many of you at least, know what happens if you've had one too many of these nice little energy drinks or one too many cups of coffee in the morning. Agitation, irritation, excitability, and seizures. And you know what comes after that? Stay away. Again, they are sweet. Sweet stuff draws animals, and it doesn't take a lot. So let's stay away from those. And finally, rat poison, mouse poison, bait. This stuff is bad. Animals are drawn to it, cats and dogs. We see this all of the time, and it takes very little to cause devastating effects. A lot of people will say, well, it's just a small block and I will put it in an area where the animals will never get. It is amazing how these animals will find a way to get in there. And even if they gnaw off a corner of it, that's all. That is all it takes. We've had people come in and say, I have bait boxes. I make sure they're locked into the bait boxes. They brought me in destroyed bait boxes. This stuff goes into them. And what's bad about it is quite often you don't see the devastating response and effect until several days later. Sometimes people will say the dog's throwing up something that's in green color or passing green stool. If you see any of this and there's any possible exposure, you have to let your doctor know immediately. This stuff does not play. It is devastating, but if you get in soon enough, it is possible to save your pet. So there you have it. There's your list. But remember, that's just a partial list. There are many more things in your house that are hiding out, waiting to do something bad. The take-home message from all of this is the quicker that you act, the better chance you have at saving your pet. You've heard me say this through all of our videos. When in doubt, call your veterinarian. That's why we're here. That's why we do this job. We are here to help you. It makes it difficult for us if we're 3 days behind. So when in doubt, pick up the phone, give us a call. If you found this video helpful in any way, I want to thank you for watching, making it all the way through. If you think it might help somebody or answer some questions for somebody, slap your paw on that like button and share it to somebody. You never know. You could help somebody who needs it. In the meantime, thank you once again. We'll talk to you soon on the next video.